Umiinit ang mga bakbakan dito sa 2022 PhilBasket Summer Championship presented by Pure Gold as we are live here at the Muntinlupa Sports Center. As our third game of our triple header features the Kuala Lumpur Aseel taking on the AMA Online Education. Ako po si Ken Pangilinan alongside Coach Mike Perez. And of course, traveling around the world now, working the sidelines, Cathy Abayon. Coach Mike, it's been a pleasure. Kahapon, bakbakan din yung laro na natunghayan natin.
Oh, grabe yung bakbakan na yung kagabi. And if you haven't seen it, go back to YouTube, Kumu, and TikTok. See that game between Muntinlupa and San Juan. That was a classic.
Of course, we are live here on Facebook, YouTube, Kumu, and TikTok, and our delayed telecast on Sordar Sports. So pag-usapan na natin itong Kuala Lumpur Aseel. They took on the Danau City MJAS Zenith after losing a close match against the Tanduay Rum Masters.
That's true. And the Kuala Lumpur team, despite that game being close, they've spread themselves against in the third quarter. And that all because of a 45% field goal percentage. And the bench was huge in that game, coming up with 34 points. And the usual fast-break points produced that night by Kuala Lumpur.
And no doubt about it, best player nitong Malaysian team, May Ting, who's been scorching hot as of late, 20 points in their last match contra sa Danau City.
20 points on an 8 of 17 shooting with 4 rebounds and 2 assists. They are going to be missing the services of number 27 man, May. And he's been a darling here in PhilBasket. A lot of fans would want to see him. But tonight, you guys don't get to watch May.
Pinagkakaguluhan yan pag lumalabas from the dugout. Meanwhile, itong AMA Online Education still looking for win number 2. Remember, they won their first matchup against the ICC Blue Hawks in the opening day, but since then it's been downhill. 6 straight losses.
Well, it's been downhill, but the last game was very good. But before we get to that last game, let's look at some of the things that's really, I guess, favoring to what AMA is doing. Well, they've been really good in terms of three-point percentage league-wide. No, they're the number 1 team at 35.6% from the 3 points. They're number 2 in steals, and they're number 1 in fast break points with 8.1 and 13.7. What that tells you is that every time they get a steal, they turn it into a fast break, either via 2 or most of the time it's on 3 points. Those things doing really good for AMA Online.
Actually, in their game against the Nueva Ecija Capitals, they led late in the fourth quarter, 69-68, before itong Nueva Ecija capitalized and made a long run para matuluyang manalo sa matchup na yon.
That's right. And of course, Luke Parcero leading that team AMA as always. And of course, there are also some things that's going to be a work in progress para sa AMA. They are last in terms of rebounds, free throws, and points allowed, having only 28 rebounds per game, 58% free throws. Can you believe that this good a shooting team only shooting half of their free throws made, and then their points allowed really is something that they struggle. They have 102 points given up in every game. So those things really shows that the lack of height and the lack of the defensive on the defensive end has shown in the numbers for AMA Online.
Luke Parcero, you saw on the screens, 24 points matching his season average. Meanwhile, kasama ni Cathy Abayon, ang head coach ng AMA Online Education.
Thank you, Ken and Coach Mike. I'm here with Coach Mark Herrera of the AMA. Coach, aminado tayo na mas malaki yung kalaban. How are we gonna compensate it for today's game?
Nung mag-start yung huddle namin, sabi ko lang sa mga players ko, kailangan natin mag-box out, of course. And of course, yung gang rebound natin. Kasi hindi tayo makakuha ng bola kasi sobrang lalaki ng kalaban natin. So, kailangan gang rebound talaga.
So, nakailang laro na rin tayo dito sa PhilBasket. Coach, what has your team improved on since then?
Last game, medyo gumanda yung game na against Nueva Ecija. Naging hard yung defense namin. And especially yung mga guards ko nag-improve So yung shooting namin nandun sana tuloy-tuloy hanggang mamaya.
Well, let's see if matutuloy nga ngayon. Coach, good luck to your team. Back to you, Ken and Coach Mike.
Thank you, Cathy. So ito na, handa ng ating dalawang kupunan. Kuala Lumpur Aseel taking on the AMA Online Education. for our player introductions, we turn you over to Ryan Villena.
Good evening! Live from the Muntinlupa Sports Center, this is Phil Basket Summer Championship 2022, presented by Pure Gold. This is the third game of our triple header featuring Kuala Lumpur Aseel and AMA Online Education. Let's meet the starters of Kuala Lumpur Aseel. At point guard, standing 5'7", number 71, Ong Wei Yong. At shooting guard, 5'8", number 8, Lee Jia-jun. At small forward, standing 6'1", number 11, Wong Yi-ho. At power forward, 6'6", number 55, Kwek Yan Yuan. And at center, 6'5", number 90, Kwan Young Jin. The head coach of Kuala Lumpur is Guga Batumalai. And now the starters of AMA Online Education. At point guard, 5'7", from Antipolo City, number 12, J.R. De La Rosa. At shooting guard, standing 5'7", from Santa Barbara, Iloilo City, number 99, Yong Katekista. At small forward, 6 foot flat, from Imus Cavite, number 41, Luke Barcero. At power forward, 6'3", from Marikina City, number 24, Irvin Mendoza. And at center, 6'4", from Lipa, Batangas, number 10, Nikon Alina. The coach of AMA is Mark Herrera. Our officials for this game.
Starters handa na para sa magkabilang kupunan for Kuala Lumpur Aseel, Wong Yi-ho, Kwek Chen Yen, Kwan Yong Jin, Ong Wei Yong, and Lee Jia-jun. And for AMA, Barcero, Irvin Mendoza, Nikon Alina, rounding up the front court, and J.R. De La Rosa and Yong Katekista backcourt duties para dito sa AMA, and noticeably absent here for Kuala Lumpur, Jin Chung Hong, Coach Mike.
Yep, and they're going to lose about 20-point production and about 4 rebounds and 2 assists a game. And we'll see where they get that from in this match. I talked to Coach Guga Batumala earlier, and he says he wanted his players to rest, so I guess, and see how the other players would respond in the absence of a scorer in their team. And so they prepare for the next quarterfinals.
Our referees for this game, Jojo Belnas, Benji Estroga, and Ryan Soriano. Kuala Lumpur, as you mentioned, won their last matchup against the Davao City MJ Zenith. Very important, especially they're trying to crack the top 8.
Well, actually, if the way that they AMA started this game with that zone defense, well, they've been known for that zone defense. But we'll see how Kuala Lumpur responds, because if you look at the offensive sets of Kuala Lumpur, they're really predicated more on a man defense. So we'll see how they respond to this zone play by AMA.
Wong Yi-ho missing on that 3. Jia-jun, still no go. Itong AMA, Coach Mike, made a good account of themselves kontra sa Nueva Ecija Capitals, even led by as much as 12 points late in that first half.
That's right. In that game, we talked about the averages of AMA, and we said they were last in free throws, just last in rebounds, and then points allowed, they really were last. But in the Nueva Ecija match, we saw all those weaknesses to become strengths in that game against Nueva Ecija. Everything was above average. Field goal percentage, free throws, rebound. They shot 71% versus their usual 50-something%. And then rebounds at 33 and their assists at 25, all coming together for that almost win for AMA against Nueva Ecija.
Meanwhile, Kwek Chen Yin opens up the scoreboard. Kuala Lumpur 2, AMA 0. 8 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first quarter. Double high screen para dito sa AMA. Katikista trying to post up. Ito si Lee Jia-jun.
Well, Aseel really likes to start off with 1-2-2 zone defense against their opponents, maybe to try and test the shooting skills of the other team. And right now we see it here. So both teams now really trying to play zone.
Parcero, umatake, loses the ball. Jia-jun, may tanga ng mola. Sends it to Wong Iho. Kwan Yong-jin nonchalantly spins to the hoop.
And for the second straight point, it's been the bigs scoring inside the paint, indicative of the weakness in the middle of AMA.
4-0. Approaching the 8-minute mark of the first quarter. De La Rosa sends it. Irvin Mendoza, too strong. But you like the attempt, Coach Mike. We've been clamoring Irvin Mendoza. Give him more touches.
Well, that's what we've been looking for dito kay Irvin Mendoza. I remember that second game of AMA when we covered him and I talked to him and asked him, because I felt he had that three-point shot in him. When I asked him, what other weapon do you have that hasn't been discovered yet? He says it's the 3 points. And immediately in that game, he responded with, I think, 4 or 5 3 points in that game.
Meanwhile, Kwek Chen Yin using his size. And Nico Nalina, no choice but to foul there.
And I like how the bigs of Kuala Lumpur Aseel are complementing themselves. Kwek and Kwan able to play alongside each other, high-low, baseline screens. And this really is going to work to their advantage, especially with the smaller AMA lineup.
Kwek Chen Yin from Muhar, Johor, Malaysia, splits his charities. Kuala Lumpur up 5-0. Parcero. Kontra dito kay Wong Iho.
Aseel now has shifted to man.
Pulls up. It's pure.
Luke Parcero, when you zone him, doesn't seem to enjoy it and make a challenge out of it. Pero pag tinao mo, yun ang gusto niya. That's when he starts scoring points.
Pang he relishes that kind of matchup eh.
Right.
Meanwhile, Kwan Yong-jin, wala doon. But you could see Kuala Lumpur, that concerted effort to pound the ball inside, especially wala dito si Tin Chong Hong.
Yeah. Well, you see now on the side of on Kuala Lumpur, that now is the challenge on their big men. As we see that Luke Parcero pull up after that middle ball screen. That's the challenge on the big man. Even if they get it in the middle, they have to shoot it immediately. No dribbles, no footworks, just immediately put it up. Because footwork, like what I said before, is maybe a skill set that's still on the build para dito sa Aseel team.
Ito magandang matchup din. J.R. De La Rosa versus Ong Wei Yong.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Both very crafty guards, very pesky.
As Wilson is the official game ball of the 2022 Phil Basket Summer Championship. 5-2, 6 minutes and 42 seconds left. Kwek Chen Yin knocks it down.
Kwek Chen Yin, a fan of Dirk Nowitzki. If you look closely at the way he shoots that shot, he's got his fingers almost in the same form as Dirk Nowitzki would do his follow-through.
Actually, he's the team leader in terms of 3 points make total.
Wow.
Meanwhile, Kwang Yong-jin, wala. Kwek Chen Yin, sorry Coach Mike.
I was going to say exactly what Kwang Yong-jin did is really what the bigs need to do. Once they catch it, to put it up and no longer put it down on the floor. Not needing for any footwork. Because that's something still, I guess, a work in progress for the big guys of Kuala Lumpur.
Baseline play, Wong Iho, good cut. Left-handed layup is no-go. Second serving, wala pa din for Kuala Lumpur.
AMA now going to their strength, like what we said, steals and fast breaks.
Arthur Pineda fouling. Ito si Lee Jia-jun. I'd like to greet our viewers all the way from Malaysia watching this game. Terry Makasi. I don't know if I pronounced it correctly. Thank you so much for watching the PhilBasket Summer Championship.
And we'd like for you guys to be enjoying the match in as much as we enjoy seeing your guys play here. Your guys have been great. You have a team that's really competing against the big guns here. And hopefully as well, you get to learn lessons in the game of basketball and bring it back to them in your country.
Oh, for sure. The Malaysian fans really appreciative so far because to Kuala Lumpur really enjoying their stay here in the Philippines as Lee Jia-jun still no go from beyond the arc.
And the threes have been struggling for Kuala Lumpur so far. They are 1 out of 4 or 25%. Maybe not enough volume of attempts yet, but we'll see how that goes later on.
Of course, you're watching us live on Facebook, YouTube, Kumo, and TikTok in our delayed telecast on Solar Sports. Meanwhile, Lee Jia-jun, knockout play, 10-2.
They love running that baseline where the weak side just flashes opposite the defense and catching them off guard.
De La Rosa swings it. Mendoza for free. That's short. Chang Ji-fong battling for the loose ball. De La Rosa retrieves it. Attacks the defense of Kuala Lumpur. Jared De La Rosa from Antipolo City, Rizal. I remember palaban tong batang to. If you remember that Tanduay game, he got into a skirmish with King Importante. Although not thrown out siya doon. No mistake about it. Very brave itong si JR De La Rosa.
Yeah, whatever he has lacking from in height, he compensates with, you know, college rah-rah-rah attitude towards the game. And that's really good for De La Rosa. And who knows, that might cause problems for Kuala Lumpur as the game goes.
Coach Mark Herrera interviewed earlier by Kathy Abayon. His team down by 7 points, 10-3, approaching the halfway point of the first quarter. Wong Yi-ho for three.
Threes finally falling for Kuala Lumpur Aseel. And Wong Yi-ho from that right side of the floor is going to be dangerous for Kuala Lumpur.
De La Rosa turns it over. 10 na ang lamang dito ng Kuala Lumpur with 4 minutes and 54 seconds left in the first. Wong Yi-ho, not really a strong suit, but forced to hoist some shots from beyond the arc.
In the absence of Mei Mei, right?
That's right. Wee Yong-gan, not shy. Wala. Wong Yi-ho, great effort on the glass.
All these threes are forced because of the zone defense of AMA. But once that shot goes up, AMA's got to make sure they secure that defensive rebounds, because otherwise that's going to be offensive boards and easier basket for the big guys of Kuala Lumpur.
Irvin Mendoza still empty para dito sa AMA.
Well, it don't matter if he missed it. The important thing is that he continues shooting. The shooter that he is, he has to have that mentality, speaking of Irvin Mendoza.
Lee Jing-hong losing the ball dito kay Earl Ceniza. AMA firing blank so far, 1 out of 7. Field goal shooting only 14%. Ito na, pinasok na ang crowd favorite, Pick Lewis.
Well, we heard that he's a celebrity over in Malaysia, and it's pretty huge there. And, you know, it's just a welcome development that you see other players crossing from different fields, whether it be here or outside the other countries.
Kaya kung magagigray sa akin, medyo kamukha ni Jake Cuenca. No? Oh, but a hard fall there. Lewis, Pick, bagong pasok lang dito.
Luis Impic giving us the thumbs up, but I think he was able to cushion that fall with his elbow. But with
That's gotta hurt, Coach
yeah,
Mike.
that's gotta hurt. That shot didn't show him. I thought I saw him able to cushion his fall with his elbow, but regardless, that's still quite a height of a fall. Airborne.
As we take another look at that last play.
Oh no, that
Got
was
bumped
late.
hard by Eris Romero.
Yeah, he got that elbow pretty late.
Pero hindi naman sadya doon. Eris Romero, young player for AMA. Ito, mukhang ipapagpag lang naman nito ni Luis Pick. Although Kathy Abayon should have more on that later on.
I guess she's more than willing to talk to Lewis. And she's actually preparing to go there.
Meanwhile, ito, Lee Wan-song, kinababaliwan din dito para sa Kuala Lumpur Aseel. Nakanood ako ng Instagram video on their official account, the Kuala Lumpur Aseel. Dumakdak to in one of the basketball courts probably here in Muntinlupa.
Nice, nice. I have to see that. But I like the follow-through again of this guy. I talked to him after the Nueva Ecija game, and I told him he's gotta, work on his shot because he's got a really good foundation, I feel, from a form standpoint. And it's not going to be difficult to make any tweaks to make it even better from a percentage of his shots.
Lee Wan-song. At ito si Chua Wai-kin, nicknamed Chow Jian. So ganyan sila may mga nicknames sila. Si Chow Jian, si Mei Mei. He attempts a free. Rattles out. Kwek Jin Yin. Rather Lee Jing-hong. Wee Yong-gan drills a three-pointer.
Well, that's been the problem again of AMA. They allow the outside shots, which is good because of their defense, but they gotta control the defensive boards. As we see that layup and a miss there for AMA.
Gandang balik dito, Earl Ceniza. Stepping up in the absence of Reed Baklig.
Right. And that loss of Reed Baklig due to injuries for AMA, it's sobrang laking impact niya sa kanila because I think he leads in assists for the point guard position, itong si Reed Baklig. And the moment you miss that, somebody else has to step up. In this case, it's De La Rosa and Ceniza that could do that for them.
20 Kuala Lumpur Aseel AMA 3, 17-point lead as Phil Basket is brought to you by Cilium Fiber, manufactured by Leone Agri Corporation. Lim Wan-song, too strong on that triple attempt.
This defense of AMA is actually holding up, but again, they gotta secure the defensive board so that they won't get second chance points for the Aseel Kuala Lumpur team.
Alvin Fuentes, still short on that three. Still no conversions for AMA from the three-point arc. Lim Wan-song swings it. Chow Jian. Lee Jing-hong. Gandang pasahan dito, but Nikon Alina intercepts that pass. Fuentes. Pocket pass to Nikon Alina. Wala pa din. Fuentes fakes off his defender. Padandang tira, wala. But nakabingwit siya ng foul doon, as we would like to thank Cantigo Scoreboard Multi-Sports Scoring Solutions.
Yun ang makikita mo doon sa tira ni Fuentes. Dahil maliit siya at matangkad yung bantay niya, even if it's clear o medyo may separation, but the height itself obstructs the view of the rim. Kaya medyo nahirapan rin siya doon.
Alvin Fuentes, Spitfire guard para dito sa AMA. Certainly a guy who could knock down three-pointers.
Well, and so far as lowest outputs in a quarter goes, earlier I think we saw the lowest at 32-9. Right now, we have only 4 points for AMA.
Meanwhile, Kathy Abayon has an update on Lewis Inpic. Kathy?
Yes, Ken, I was able to speak to Luis earlier and sabi niya he couldn't breathe when he landed. Parang tinamaan daw siya sa sikmura, kaya nga nilabas siya. But when I asked him if makakabalik ba siya, sabi niya depende daw kay coach. Pero he said, I'm okay, I'm ready to play again. Back to you, Ken.
Dapat makabalik yan si Lewis Inpic dahil magalit yung fans niya dito sa Muntinlupa, no?
Tsaka I'm sure you want him to go back, Kathy, to see him play again.
Wala ako dyan, Coach Mike. Meanwhile, Mark Reyes from Cainta Rizal. I remember he dunked in their game against the All-Star Bacolod Bingo Plus. Bihirang-bihira yun dito,
At saka with his height, I mean, surprising yan, yung ganyang leaping ability, especially against gawin mo sa team na yan.
Meanwhile, it's 20-5. Lamang dito ang Kuala Lumpur. Under 2 minutes left here in the first quarter. Lim Wan-song for free.
That form I told you, catch and shoot, good enough gooseneck, and I love the way he does that one motion when he makes that attempt.
18-point lead para dito sa mga nakaputi. Alvin Fuentes being guarded by Xiao Jian. JC Ambao. Back to Alvin Fuentes. Call for steps.
the defense really of AMA is actually slowing down Kuala Lumpur. But the offensive rebounds that they give up and allowing them to get through the seams, dun medyo nagkakaproblema eh. But you notice na compared if they go man versus zone, medyo mabagal yung development ng offense ng Kuala Lumpur.
Coach Mark Herrera certainly not happy with how things have been going for AMA. Natawagan na siya doon ng technical foul. Ayan na, natawagan na nga.
Well, so far, we only have 5 points for AMA. Earlier, I said, Ken versus Tanduay. The FSD Makati team only able to score 9 points at the end of the quarter. And by the way things are, hopefully it's not the same route for AMA.
Remember, Coach Mark Herrera was thrown out in their match against the Tanduay Rom Masters.
And of course, Coach Mark Herrera always trying to make his case to the referees and always trying to explain himself.
Yep. Actually, you could understand naman Coach Mark's frustrations. Mas nakakabata itong AMA.
Yeah.
Kumbaga, dehado na agad sila in terms of yung experience. They're trying to get some things here sa PhilBasket, especially it's a pro league.
Yeah. And exactly when you mentioned about being the players of AMA being young, that's exactly, I think, one of the factors why Coach Guga decided to rest most of their starters, including May, is because they want them to go up, their young team to go up against another young team and to see how they respond. And if something comes up, maybe they can bring them and perform in the quarterfinals if need so.
So apart from May, si Anthony Liu and Cho Kok Ho not suiting up, pati si Liu Wei Yong. Meanwhile, Lim Wan Song banks home that shot.
And Kuala Lumpur just not letting up. And AMA, in as much as we tell you guys how much their defense has slowed down, Kuala Lumpur, they still got to make points though.
21-point lead para dito sa Kuala Lumpur Aseel. And the turnover woes continue for AMA.
Yung mga unforced error, no? Katulad nun, wala namang ginagawa. As you see this move of the game.
That bank shot is courtesy of Pure Gold.
And watch out for that guy, Wang Song, for Kuala Lumpur.
Chang Ji Fong, short on the
That's
fray.
it. That's how you do it. Oh, but that's an offensive foul, though.
Natawagan doon si Arthur Pineda, warding off itong si Lee Jing Hong. Anong masama pa dyan, penalty na itong AMA.
Yep. I remember Charles Barkley in one time he said, rebound is an art. So anybody, when that shot goes up, the guy who's more active when that ball is in the air and nobody owns it is the one who usually gets that rebound. And so we tell our players that once that shot is made, you try to locate a player near you, put him, get that shoulder, put him behind you so you can box him out and get that ball.
Meanwhile, our prize money sponsor is brought to us by Emedishore Pharmacy. Chow Jan, huli. Winasiwas itong si Alvin Fuentes.
I guess the big question now, Ken, is that at 5 points, 30 seconds left, as you see that ward of that left arm, will this be another record?
We'll have to check that with our stats crew. Always diligent when it comes to piling up those important statistical categories. 9 seconds ang ilang shot clock at Alvin Fuentes naubusan ng spasyo, traveling ang tinawag. AMA searching for answers here. They are down 21 points. Eris Romero binalik na dito. 10 seconds left. Chow Jan kontra dito kay Eris Romero using that pick. 2 seconds. .1 seconds left. Let's see if AMA could hoist something up. Romero, nasupalpal pa doon ni Chua Wai Kin. And at the end of the first quarter, it's been all Kuala Lumpur Aseel, 26-5. As we see some highlights here, Kwek Tien Yen scoring big early on para dito sa mga nakaputi. Luke Parcero trying to keep his team afloat. But Lim Wan Song, top scoring para dito sa Kuala Lumpur Aseel with 7 points. A 21-point margin enjoyed here by our visitors. Bagong pasok dito, number 19 of Kuala Lumpur Aseel, si Varagu Sharwin. As Lewis Impic back into this contest as we bring you the 2022 PhilBasket Summer Championship presented by Pure Gold as we're live here at the Muntinlupa Sports Center. Ako po si Ken Pangilinan alongside Coach Mike Perez and Cathy Abayon working on the sidelines here in our game featuring the Kuala Lumpur Aseel kontra AMA Online Education.
And statistically, lahat in favor of Kuala Lumpur. The only ones na nakapaling sa side ng AMA would be personal fouls and fast break points. And fast break points ng AMA is only 2 points in this match.
The 5 on the floor for AMA, Irvin Mendoza, JC Yambao, Eris Romero, Nico Nalina, and Luke Parcero. On the other hand, for the white shirts, we've got Sharwin Sivaragu, Temjin G, bagong pasok, as well as Jun Kang Lee Jun Kang rather, si Lewis Inpic, at ito si Kwek Chen Yen.
Temjin G already on the floor, another crowd favorite dito sa PhilBasket.
Nico Nalina attacking the defense
Look at the
of the
size.
Beehive. Parang nasupalpal pa siya doon, no?
Oh, grabe yung size na yun.
The 20-year-old running the floor. Trying to battle for the loose ball.
But he did exactly the right thing, not to put the ball down on the floor and just go up and take that shot.
But you could see yung footwork, yung fundamentals still
right.
developing para
Correct,
dito.
correct.
For Sivaragu.
Definitely a work in progress para dito kay Sivaragu.
Meanwhile, JC Ambao finally knocks down a three-pointer para dito sa AMA.
A sigh of relief for Coach Mark Herrera, finally getting a 3 for his team.
26-8. Lewis Inpic for free. No. Nico Nalina grabs the board. Yambao. Pasa dito kay De La Rosa. Bullet pass dito kay Nico Nalina. Drop pass. Kicks it out. Yambao, 10 seconds to work with. Spin move inside. Erased by the defense of Sivaragu.
Yan ang nagagawa pag may height kayo, no? It's something that you don't develop. It's really a gift that you have and an advantage if you're playing the game of basketball.
Meanwhile, Luke Parcero whistled for that foul. And look at that whirling dervish. Kaso, nandun yung depensa nitong si Sharwin Sivaragu.
Grabe yung height ng Sharwin Sivaragu. Imaginein mo Kevin Durant at that height doing guard skills. That's very dangerous to have for a player.
JR De La Rosa, cross-court pass. Yambao trying to add to this three-point total. Second three para dito kay JC Yambao.
And JC Yambao now slowly trying to bring his team back. Medyo malaki pa to, pero they still have enough time.
8 minutes left here in the second quarter.
And it really has stalled the offense of Kuala Lumpur.
Temjin G for free, too strong.
Good box out there by Luke Parcero.
Parcero only 2 points. Yambao for free!
Kita mo yung unselfishness nung Luke Parcero. I'm a PBA player, I'm the leading scorer of the team, but I'm going to ride the hot hand, in this case, JC Yambao.
Cutting the lead down to 12 points.
And a little bit of impatience here for Kuala Lumpur as Kwek was caught putting an elbow on the side of Nikon Alina.
Meanwhile, that instant replay is brought to you by Smart. Simple. Smart ako. Go ahead, Coach
Yeah,
Mike.
sure, Kuala Lumpur's got the lead, but they don't look very high octane right now because AMA really has slowed down their offensive sets. Meantime, we got another bump here. And that foul will be called, I guess, on Kwek. That's 2 quick ones for Kwek. And Kwek is a player who's got, I guess, that tendency to be picking up fouls quickly. If you remember against that Muntinlupa game, in the very first 2 possessions, this guy already had 2 quick fouls. Buti na lang, hindi siya nakakuha ng 3 kaagad nun.
Pero hindi siya sinuwerte kontra sa Nueva Ecija Capitals, fouling out in 13 minutes.
Right. And that's primarily because of the physical and the imposing presence of the big guys. And dito naman, as you see, Irvin Mendoza troop to the free throw line. This is where, I guess, a little bit of advantage on skills and movement para dito kay Irvin Mendoza versus the big guys. Sure, he might have not have the height of the Aseel players, but from a skill standpoint inside, he can do all these post moves, which could deceive the big guys of Aseel Kuala Lumpur.
Don't look now. It's an 11-0 run para dito sa AMA to open up the second quarter. Kuala Lumpur still scoreless in 3 minutes.
And what coaches would say as we see that offensive foul called on Sharwin.
Not set on that pick.
Right.
Itong si Sharwin Sivaragu.
Right. That's 2 things. You're right.
So makikibalita muna tayo kay Cathy Abayon. Cathy?
Thanks, Ken. With a 21-point deficit coming into the second quarter, Coach Mark Herrera wanted more from his players. Medyo tensionado ang huddle, pero Coach Mark challenged them to start scoring and hopefully dumikit sa kalaban. Back to you, Ken.
Thank you, Cathy. In other words, galit na galit si Coach Mark Herrera during that end of the first quarter as Luke Parcero missing on that jumper. But Coach Mike, maganda naman yung response itong mga bata niya.
Oh, naman, maganda yung response nila. But again, they got to be consistent because they're only doing that now. They didn't do that in the first quarter. Kaya nga na-produce lang nila, 5 points lang at the end of the quarter. But now, they're doing much better, having scored, already 11 points in the quarter.
Meanwhile, Tem Genji ends the drought para dito sa Kuala Lumpur. Aseel, but JR De La Rosa, quick counter for the red shirts.
AMA finally shooting much better now from the three-point region, shooting 42% with those booming threes from JC Yambao earlier.
Lee Jun Kang, pasok ang kanyang floater.
And the young guns, the new ones, are really responding also para dito sa Aseel Kuala Lumpur team. And I think yan yung gustong makita ni Coach Gugay. Who are the players that we can, pick and harvest that we can use in the quarterfinals come the big games.
So 12-point lead para dito sa Kuala Lumpur Aseel as you take a look at Lee Jun Kang, that floater. Brings the lead back to a dozen.
You gotta tighten up a little bit that zone here for AMA Online because medyo napapasukan na sila sa mga gaps ng kanilang zone. And it's important for these online players, AMA Online players, to go out and cover those spots. Somebody drives in the middle, somebody's got to get that help side para walang penetration inside the shaded area.
JC Yambao, meanwhile, missing crucial free throws para dito sa AMA. Finally knocks down one.
Yep, and free throws have been a struggle really for AMA, like what we said at the top of the coverage. They're dead last when it comes to free throws at 58%. And so that's something that maybe Coach Mark Herrera really would want to improve in his team.
Wong Yi-ho returns here for Kuala Lumpur. Tem Genji for free. Rattles it home.
Tem Genji, very athletic, got good leap, able to handle that leather, and also has good range.
May nagbansag sa kanya dito, the Terence Romeo of Malaysia.
Oh, grabe yung yung Euro step nito. Ibang klase.
Number 7 pa yung jersey. Actually, si Hoop Junkie nagbansag dyan. And Tem Genji trying to go back-to-back. And AMA whistled for a foul there.
Yi Hao rather, is one of the guys that Coach Guga likes having on the floor because he can play both the forward and the guard space, and to be able to get those shots from outside and as well as bring those rebounds for his team.
And away from the ball, we have another whistle. 33-19 is our count. 5 minutes and 6 seconds left here in the second quarter.
And some players getting a little bit frustrated now because of the ticky-tack fouls that's being called.
Wong Yi-ho, that's his second three-pointer.
Yeah, Wong Yi-ho, like we said earlier, he can play inside, he can play outside, he's got that good range.
Yep.
Brings that added value for Coach Guga.
Actually, more of a slasher itong si Wong Yi-ho.
Right. But the thing is, when he slashes, he really is more leaning to going right because he doesn't have a left-handed dribble, multiple dribbles using the left hand, going inside the lane. That's not a good strength. As you see here, he's bringing the ball with his right hand, going to the left side. So that's something that he needs to develop as well.
Same spot. Para dito ay Tem Genji still coming up empty.
But the good news for Aseel is that these guys are young and they have enough time to improve on those skill sets.
Parcero slithering his way inside. Got bumped there by Kuala Lumpur player.
And the height of the players that Luke Parcero passed on and that dribble drive shows you his handle even through traffic, which I feel Yi Hao doesn't have right now at this point in field basket.
Luke Parcero, the top scorer so far dito sa field basket. Actually, dagdag mo pa yan, yung field basket Subic Championship, siya pa rin eh. 24 points sa contest. But the free throws, a work in progress for him, only 58%.
Bench points right now, pretty good for Coach Mark Herrera, especially with those 9 points of JC Yambao. And Kuala Lumpur has 18 on their side as well. A lot of men shuffled here for Kuala Lumpur. Coach Guga really trying to experiment and see combinations that will work for his team.
Pasok dito, Lee Jing-hong, Hwan Yong-jin, Tem Genji, erased by Nikon Alina, who's actually the league leader in blocks per contest.
And of course, in as much as wala masyadong height itong si Nikon Alina, it's the way that he uses positions inside the shaded area that allows him to time his jump and block those shots.
4 minutes left here in the second quarter. Lamang dito ng 16 na puntos ang Kuala Lumpur Aseel, 36-20.
But there still is a lot of basketball here. A lot of crazier things have happened in field basket, especially involving itong si Kuala Lumpur, and they know that. They know that. They were up huge by about 27, 28 points, erased in just 1 quarter.
You have 24 points to be exact against the Muntinlupa Angeles Resort. Muntinlupa countered with the 23-0 run.
Right. In which they did the same thing last night, but again, fell short.
Oo, comeback kids, pero heartbreak kids din eh.
You see that Yi Hao, really, when we look at that replay, if we're going to see that again, you can see what I was pointing at earlier, that he's a guy who loves to dribble using his right hand. Look at that. Multiple dribbles using the left hand. That's his second dribble. The third dribble looks like he doesn't have control anymore. 1-2 dribbles, that's okay. 1 dribble going to the left and pass it, that's okay. But you give him multiple dribbles, that's going to be a bit of a challenge for him now.
Both teams now in penalty with 3 minutes, 47 seconds left here in the first half.
But he's got really good shooting form, Yi Hao.
Saka ito, by a mile, leading the league in terms of free throw attempts, 9.3. As Field Basket is brought to you by Cilium Fiber, manufactured by Leone Agri Corporation.
Oh, wow. Luke Parcero, man.
He's just a hooper, Coach Mike.
Oh, definitely.
Talagang laro lang eh, no?
Oo, tsaka gusto niya talaga yung binabantayan siya. Ayaw niya sinosona-sona, yung standstill na tira. Ayaw niya yun eh. Gusto niya yung binabantayan mo, yung gagawa kanya ng game move before he makes that shot.
He has that quiet confidence in him eh.
Right.
Meanwhile, Alina, short on that three. Baseball pass, Wong Yi-ho, touchdown.
That's gonna be problems for AMA. Rebounds has been an issue with them. That's, I guess, an Achilles heel for this team, and because of their height.
Sayang because they started out strong here in the second quarter, 11-0 run. Although Luke Parcero still scorching hot.
And Luke's just gonna go to his spots. Those handoffs, those dribble drives, doesn't matter to him. He's gonna get to those spots.
10 points for the former St. Francis Assisi standout. Meanwhile, Ri Yong-gan knocks down his second triple of the match.
A lot of threes being hoisted here.
As that instant replay is brought to you by Smart. Simple, smart ako. Timeout here as Kuala Lumpur still up by 16 points, 43-27 here in the second quarter. Back here inside the Muntinlupa Sports Center where we bring you the 2022 PhilBasket Summer Championship presented by Pure Gold. Ako po si Ken Pangilinan, kasama si Coach Mike Perez and Kathy Abayon in an interesting matchup between Kuala Lumpur and AMA Online Education.
Well, interesting roster here for AMA on the floor. They're going really small with Sinisa, De La Rosa, who else? Villamor, and Parcero and Irvin Mendoza. Parcero playing 4 and Irvin Mendoza playing 5.
That's right. Meanwhile, Wong Yi-ho, too strong on that tray. Meanwhile, Earl Ceniza down on the floor, clutching his left ankle. Did not see what happened there, but grimacing in pain itong si Earl Ceniza.
And the small ball lineup for AMA Online is going to be very interesting. Let's see how that happens though.
Mukhang
He leaps.
pagsabay,
Oh,
naapakan
yeah.
itong paa ni Wong Yi-ho.
Yeah. It's incidental. It's an incidental contact. So, nothing intentional there on Yi-ho.
Actually, baliktad yung nangyari. Usually, you try to protect the shooter, but
Right.
in that case, siya yung nakaapak dito kay Wong Yi-ho.
Kasi yung lundag ni Yi-ho, hindi naman ganun kataas eh. But he leaped higher because he's a smaller guy, you know. And on the landing, it was the other way around. Instead of the shooter landing on that foot, it was the defender that ended up getting injured.
So mamaya makuha-kuha tayo ng update dyan as Luke Parcero for 3. That's short. Ri Yong-gan kontra dito kay De La Rosa. Under 2 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. Lim Wan-song amidst the crowd cheers here at the Muntinlupa Sports Center. Parcero, forward pass. De La Rosa sidesteps inside.
We're going to their strengths here. AMA going to their strengths. Going for fast breaks. That's the way to do it. Coach Mark Herrera pulling the right buttons here for AMA, but they gotta do it in string of points.
Kuala Lumpur led by as much as 21 points. Actually led 26-5 at the end of the first quarter. As we see here, Luke Parcero, nahanap dito si J.R. De La Rosa for that pure gold move of the game.
Just lets that defense blow by him to get that free scoop shot.
Ri Yong-gan, wala, but Lee Jing-hong cleaning up the miss.
Yan ang magiging problema ng AMA. If they miss and it's a long rebound, big guy's gonna be there for Kuala Lumpur.
Timeout here as Ri Yong-gan off the miss. Lee Jing Hong, second serving for Kuala Lumpur. They are up here by 16 points, 45 to 29. Back here inside the Muntinlupa Sports Center kung saan patuloy ang aksyon dito sa PhilBasket Summer Championship presented by Pure Gold. Ako po si Ken Pangilinan, kasama si Coach Mike Perez and Cathy Abayon working and hustling sa sidelines dito. Kuala Lumpur up by 16 points, approaching the 1-minute mark here in the first half.
I guess the goal now is to put this down to single digits at least before the half goes. Look at that rebound by
Joshua Villamor.
Villamor.
Si Villamor actually undersized forward to eh. Eh no, sa zona,
Right.
nasa ilalim din siya.
That's right. Maybe because of his leaping ability.
That's right, Lee Wan Song.
And you like how the smaller guys of AMA are really boxing out. Yun nga lang, pagka sa taas na yung bola, mahirapan sila. But at least they try to, you know, take away that comfortable position para sa mga big guys nitong Kuala Lumpur Aseel.
10 seconds left sa ating shot clock. Wee Yonggan being harassed here by Villamor. Pasa dito kay Kwan Yongjin. Gandang pasahan dito and Wong Iho finishes that impressive offensive attack nitong Kuala Lumpur.
The moment that you gamble against a bigger team and you're the smaller guys, that's what happens. You end up trying to cover those spots at that time, late on that defense.
And that assist delivery of the game is brought to you by Happily, which is now available via grab delivery and takeout.
And again, going back to the absence of Mei Mei, Yi Hao just stepping up. Huge para dito sa Kuala Lumpur Aseel.
Back to a 19-point lead here for the Aseel.
And look at that pressing defense that we see from Kuala Lumpur Aseel. There is a spot on the floor that you don't want to get to as we look at this replay here.
Nagkapanggaan dito, Joshua.
Oh, yeah.
That's gotta hurt.
But the first contact really was the foul. That second one was because of the momentum of De La Rosa.
Oh, incidental contact lang, kaya di na-review ng referees. Although, a little bit dangerous.
Right. And as I was saying kanina, yung kung saan tinanggap ni De La Rosa yung bola, we call that a coffin corner. You don't want to get there when you're inbounded from the backcourt because that's a trap area.
But you could see itong Kuala Lumpur really adjusting to the physicality here.
Right.
Nasiko siya sa mukha, pero wala lang, laro pa din.
Right.
Minalim Wan Song, overcooks that one. Last shot time para dito sa mga nakapula. De La Rosa kontra dito ay Kwan Yongjin. Yambao, the hot hand here in the second quarter. Passes it to Mendoza. Time winding down. Nakabingwit pa ng foul doon.
Oh, pwede. Naka-fish pa siya ng isa pang foul.
Kuala Lumpur still 2 timeouts left. So kung makashoot si Irvin Mendoza on the second free throw, tignan natin ni Coach Guga would use that one. Although 0.7 seconds na lang ang nalalabi here in the first half.
And of course, itong si Irvin Mendoza, what we told you earlier, this guy plays like a smaller version of Kevin Love. Alam mo yun, may poste,
Tama,
may 3 points, may medium range, can pass, no? And this guy's something else. He's got good composure on himself. Very chill lang siya. Di mo makikita masyadong nagko-complain. And if he does, he just keeps it within that limit of himself as a player.
But he misses both freebies as the horse sounds to end the first half. Itong AMA went on an 11-0 run to start the second quarter, but Kuala Lumpur Aseels pretty much in command. 48-30 is our count here at halftime.
Dear classmates, I congratulate us for having the power. Who would have thought one can major in social media, minor in Catology, or major in Mobile Legends, minor in Ensaymada Baking, or major in TikTok, minor in anime studies. Totoo ang chismis. We really can do it all. And since we still have loads to discover, it is time to get giga-powered with Smart Giga-Power. Enjoy 20 gigabytes for all sites and apps for only 149 pesos, so we can jump from app to app, passion to passion, chika to chika.
Para more ang saya. Get giga-powered na day!
My apologies. Download the GigaLife app and choose Giga-Power. Simple, smart a code. Dear classmates, I congratulate us.
Not in my house. Let's go! Come on, come on!
Mike, you talk about reaching back and throwing it down.
And the bench loves it. Oh my God!
And on three. 1, 2, 3.
We're still live here at the Muntinlupa Sports Center and may kasama ako ngayon, isa sa mga avid fans ng PhilBasket, Claudette Argelias. Hello, Claudette.
Hello po.
So, Claudette, sino yung pinapanood mo dito sa Muntinlupa?
Yung team po ng Kagers and yung team po ng Kuala Lumpur.
Sa Kuala Lumpur, sinong player ang inaabangan mo?
Yung number 33 po, si Shanfu.
Number 33, ay hindi siya naglalaro ngayon. Pero bakit nandito ka pa rin nanonood at fan na fan ka niya?
Kasi po yung iba po niyang teammates is magaling din po. Tsaka kaya ko po nagustuhan si Shanfu kasi ang galing po niya dumefense pati mag-support po sa team nila.
At saka imbitahan mo lahat, bakit manood dapat ang lahat dito sa Muntinlupa Sports Center kasama mo?
Dapat po silang manood, ma'am, kasi po pag nanonood po sila dito, marami po silang malalaman about sa basketball, ma'am. And ma-educate din po sila about sa sports na yon.
Thank you, Claudette. And sana makita ka namin ulit sa susunod na games. We'll be back after a few reminders.
I congratulate us for having the power. Who would have thought one can major in social media, minor in cartology, or major in Mobile Legends, minor in Ensaymada Bakery, or major in TikTok, minor in anime studies. Totoo and chismis, we really can do it all. And since we still have loads to discover, it is time to get giga-powered with Smart Giga-Power. Enjoy 20 gigabytes for all sites and apps for only 149 pesos, so we can jump from app to app, passion to passion, chica to chica.
Para more ang saya. Get giga-powered na day!
My apologies. Download the GigaLife app and choose Giga Power. Simple, smart code. Dear classmates,
Not in my house. Let's go! Come on, come on!
You talk about reaching back and throwing it down.
Back here inside the Muntinlupa Center kung saan lamang ang Kuala Lumpur Aseel 40-30 kontra dito sa AMA Online Education as we bring you the 2022 PhilBasket Summer Championship presented by Pure Gold. Ako po si Ken Pangilinan, kasama si Coach Mike Perez and Kathy Abayon, our courtside reporter. Coach Mike?
Well, the zone defense has really played a lot para dito sa AMA, but the thing is they can't convert on fast break points immediately. And late in the first quarter, actually, naka 1 point lang sila doon sa fast break nila, which is kind of counterintuitive to what AMA really is doing. So field goal percentages favoring Aseel 39%. The free throws a huge disparity. 47% the usual numbers for AMA versus 70% for Aseel. And the rebounds really in favor of Aseel because AMA fielded smaller players, 32 versus 18. And like what I told you, the fast break points, well, just 2 points for Aseel and 3 points for AMA. Leading scorers so far, Wong Yi Hao leading the pack in the absence of Mei Mei and Yambao with those 3 booming triples and a free throw, together with Luke Parcero leading AMA with 10 points apiece.
Wong Yi-ho, you mentioned top scoring para dito sa Kuala Lumpur Aseel. They're up by 18 points, leading by as much as 21 points, 26-5. Although naka-11-0 run at the start of the second quarter itong AMA to cut the lead down to 10 points.
I was talking to Coach Guga at the half and I asked him, did you feel that AMA was kind of hindering your offensive sets? And what he said was that AMA has got really good zone defense and he wants to find out how his team responds to that type of defensive stance by these smaller guys.
Meanwhile, the 5 on the floor for AMA, Kobe Cruz, Luke Parcero, Alvin Fuentes, Irvin Mendoza, and Nico Nalina. On the other hand, for the white shirts, Lee Jia-jun, Hui Yonggan, Wong Yi-ho, Lee Jing-hong, and Chang Ji-feng.
You see that footwork of Luke Parcero though. Talagang everything he put in there. In and out. Front leg out. This guy's something else. Talagang he really just being guarded one-on-one.
Meanwhile, gusto pasalamatan ni AMA coach Mark Herrera, si Ambassador Amable R. Aguilos, the 5th, and Dr. Amable C. Aguilos, the 9th. I'm sorry if I mispronounce your names, but ayun, pinasasalamatan kayo ni Coach Mark.
And here the ball movement now much better for Kuala Lumpur against the zone.
Hui Yonggan, fade away J, pasok yan.
Whatever Coach Guga told his team is that on that set, it's better side-to-side movement against that zone for Kuala Lumpur.
Using the screen, Luke Parcero sends it back to Irvin Mendoza. Swishes in that mid-range jumper. And our prize money sponsor is brought to us by Medisure Pharmacy.
That's what you expect from Irvin Mendoza. Nothing surprising there. We're a bit more surprised pagka na-miss niya yun. Ganun ka-open yung jump shot na yun.
8 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the fourth. Lee Jia-jun.
Oh, just threw that away.
Nakita ko na eh.
Yeah.
Pagpasa pa lang niya, obvious talagang lalagpas dito kay Wee Yonggan.
And immediately, assistant coach of Coach Guga Batomala standing up and coaching his players right there on how to respond in that situation.
That's Iki Lip, who actually became the interim head coach in their first game. Tandaan natin, Coach Guga Batumalay missed out that one kontra sa San Juan Knights. Nag-quarantine siya doon eh.
Oh, yeah.
Di ba?
That's right.
14 seconds to work with. Parcero, quick trigger, no! Lee Jia-jun, nilagpasan lang dito si Kobe Cruz. Swings it. Wong Yi-ho.
Oh, nice pass.
Wide open is Wee Yonggan, but unable to capitalize.
And that was a good pass. Hacky pass right there by Yi Hao.
16-point lead as Wilson is the official game ball of the 2022 PhilBasket Summer Championship.
Tignan mo yung depensa ng Kuala Lumpur. They're really getting up out there, and just AMA not paying attention to where the ball was on that set. But I wanted to talk about the zone defense of Kuala Lumpur. It's so much, I guess, different from how we do zone, Pinoy style. Sa kanila kasi medyo nakaangat ng konti. And so, when your zone is a bit high, wherein your two guards normally in Pinoy, it's malapit sa 3 points, malapit sa elbows. Sa kanila, it's even higher. And so, the big guys underneath would also have to adjust.
Simon Santos, bagong pasok, immediate impact with that steal. Mendoza. Kontra dito ay Wong Yi-ho. Santos swings it. Kobe Cruz. Back to Irvin. Natapikan doon. 8 seconds sa kanilang shot clock. Wee Yonggan picks the pocket nitong si Simon Santos.
And talagang the height is and even reach is an advantage para dito sa Kuala Lumpur against the smaller guys of AMA.
Wee Yonggan with 11 points. Meanwhile, Luke Parcero torching the nets with his 15th point.
Sobrang undaunted nitong si Luke Parcero. Talagang hindi bumibigay eh.
As paalala lang namin that Happily is now available via Grab delivery and takeout.
Down 15 na lang itong AMA.
Alina, muntik pang umawa doon.
Babasa na sa 12 yun, Ken.
6 minutes and 21 seconds left here in the third. Wong Yi-ho, 10 seconds sa kanilang shot clock. Wee Yonggan, kontra dito kay Alina. Lee Jia-jun tries that alley-oop pass. Great defense there by AMA rather.
Yeah, they gotta push this. Fast break is their key weapon.
Woo! Luke Parcero. Parang namamasyal lang sa palengke.
Oh, talagang dinaanan lang yung lahat ng nagtitinda eh, no?
17 points. Brings the lead down to 13 points.
Now, this is one good run. They got to protect this and make another stop and make another conversion on the other end.
Jia-jun, cross-court pass. Wong Yi-ho attacks the hoop.
Yun ang nagpapahirap sa AMA eh. Yung mga long cross-court passes nitong Kuala Lumpur Aseel. As we see there, that beautiful market move by Luke Parcero, Ken.
Nagsastroll lang sa palengke, and that move of the game is brought to you by Pure Gold. Parang namasyal lang sa Cavite, napunta ng Imus, pumunta ng Bacoor.
Namili lang ng ng mga seafoods.
Kasi Luke Parcero is from Imus, Cavite. Meanwhile, Wong Yi-ho, impressive number so far, 17 points.
Yeah, Wong Yi-ho so far tied, I guess, for leading scorer with Luke Parcero, and numbers still not changing in this game. Still, Ama with better shooting here from 3 points for Ama with 29%. And so far, that's the only thing that's been going for AMA.
AMA still trying to catch up here, down by 15 points. Simon Santos, floater, no. Lee Wan-song grabs the rebound.
Oh, beautiful. No dribble touch pass there for Kuala Lumpur.
Give and go doon as Phil Basket is brought to you by Cilium Fiber, manufactured by Leone Agri Corporation. Barcero, step back jumper, short. Just past the halfway point here in the third. Naagawan dito, Yambao. Pasa dito kay Santos. Directing traffic para dito sa mga nakapula. Swings it, Yambao, who had 10 points in the first half. Dancing inside. Nakadukot doon.
Grabe yung yung footwork noon sa loob. At malaki yung bantay, Ken, ha?
Yambao. Surprise offense para dito sa AMA as Chiao Jan to lead Jun Kang. Chiao Jan, also known as Chua Wai Kin, for free. Wala.
Well, again, that defense is really lessening the high-octane offense of Kuala Lumpur.
Chua Wai Kin, meanwhile, na-warningan doon for faking a foul. Nico Nalina finally drills a three.
If you remember, during the Nueva Ecija game, it was actually Nikon Alina who hit those important threes to keep that game close until the end, the middle of the fourth quarter.
Tama ka dyan, Coach Mike. 12 points, all from three-pointers. 4 na tres inambag niya sa larong yon.
That's right. Kami ni Bob No was really surprised at the way he was doing it. As you see that, Ken.
Woo! JC Yambao. Look at that elegant move as that instant replay is brought to you by Smart. Simple, smart ako.
Parang si Tickboy lang, ano? Mga footwork ni Tickboy siguro pag naglalaro.
Footwork ni Tickboy bumibilis pag may nakakitang maganda eh.
Oo. Tsaka minsan yung amoy nag-i-stay, di ba? Hindi mo na pinalalabhan, di ba?
14-point lead by Kuala Lumpur Aseel. 3 minutes and 38 seconds left here in the third. Pull-up jumper by J.R. De La Rosa. Wala. Lee Jun Kang, nahanap na naman. Lee Wan Song.
Grabe. Yun ang medyo mahirap na talaga. Fast break, tas ganun kalaki finish. Paano mo i-stop yun kung maliit ka, di ba?
De La Rosa retrieves the ball. Attacks the defense. Parcero for free. Short. Pineda, second serving. Yambao, floater. Wala. Sivaragu retrieves the ball para dito sa Kuala Lumpur Aseel. 3 minutes left here in the third. Lim Wan Song, notch his range.
You have to make this on the other end.
Parcero fakes off his defender. Sayang. Oh, sayang.
He had the right thing in mind. Tama ka dun, Ken. Sayang talaga yun. Point blank, na-fake na niya yung big man, no? Hindi lang pumasok.
Sivaragu, arguably probably the tallest here in Phil Basket. Chiao Jan knocks down that three-pointer.
Nobody covering Chiao Jan right there. Dapat may nag-stunt yun. Kung naka-zone sila, may nag-stunt from bababa. And the guard defender should come up and recover while the forward man goes down to go to his spot and protect his spot.
De La Rosa, no-look pass. Parcero, pumukol na naman sa tres. Wala.
Parcero now has gone, what, 0 out of 4 on his last 4 attempts. And medyo malamig ng konti itong si Luke Parcero.
Lim Wan Song firing from free.
What are you gonna do if they're that tall and they're making their shots from the outside?
As time out here, the biggest lead of the match for Kuala Lumpur Aseel. And that instant replay is brought to you by Smart. Simple, smart ako. Back here inside the Muntinlupa Center for the continuation of the 2022 Phil Basket Summer Championship presented by Pure Gold. Ako po si Ken Pangilinan, kasama si Coach Mike Perez and Kathy Abayon. At syempre, nais naming batiin all the way from Tagaytay, Mr. Noel Zarate, the Zen Master.
The Zen Master out there enjoying the cold of Tagaytay. Sir, hope you enjoy the rest that you're having in Tagaytay.
Maganda mag-uwi siya dyan ng, ano ba yung specialty ng Tagaytay? Alam ko.
Yung mga buko pie.
Ay, mga buko pie, no?
Yan. Baka naman, Sir Noel.
Bulalo pala, tama, bulalo.
Iba pa yung bulalo. Pero ang hirap iuwi nun,
Kaya
nasa
nga
lubong. Mas madali yung buko pie, tsaka yung mga, ano dun, yung mga kulets na, ano,
Palagay ko,
na goods.
palagay ko yung fan kanina, na fan ng Kuala Lumpur, ipasyal nila itong mga Malaysian sa Tagaytay eh.
Why not?
Di ba?
Why not?
Siyempre, shoutout na rin natin, Megan Cabrera.
Yes.
And siyempre, we have our colleague, Nach Miravalles, recovering from a flu, so wishing her a speedy recovery.
Ito naman, Mark Herrera, pinasok yung mga kino-consider niya mga big guys para sa kanya to join Irvin Mendoza. There's Pineda and Catequista inside. But they're not really that tall, so medyo challenge pa rin ito para sa AMA.
Yung Catequista fadeaway jumper, wala. Lee Jun Kang. Under 1 minute left here in the third quarter. 24-point lead. One of the rare miscues para dito for the white shirts.
Remember last night, 27-point yung lead, no? Inabol pa. Alay natin, there's a miracle here for a little bit of last run for AMA.
Megan Cabrera watching. Nakausap niya din si Big Megan, who's now back in Malaysia. Baka nami-miss na niya. Meanwhile, that three-pointer drops para dito kay Alvin Fuentes.
Well, their three-pointers are, I guess, hindi ganun ka-volume with what they need in order to erase this deficit. Right now, they're shooting 27% from the three-point region.
Fuentes, naka-eskapo.
Medyo pinapakita na yung tapang ng mga AMA natin. Pero 19 points pa rin ang kalamangan. Kanina, the lowest that they've gotten that, I think, was 15.
Chao Chan trying to beat the buzzer. No go. And at the end of three quarters, Kuala Lumpur Aseel pretty much in command here, 68-49. As we see the highlights here, Coach Mike.
Yep, and of course, when open floor, these lengthy players of Kuala Lumpur able to go for that reach. But Luke Parcero happened sometime mid of the third quarter. But then again, the unselfishness of Kuala Lumpur able to make them finish off fast breaks. And right now, they're up 68-49.
19-point lead for Kuala Lumpur Aseel. Fourth quarter in just a bit. Back here inside the Muntinlupa Sports Center, Chang Ji Fong, one of their stretch bigs para dito sa Kuala Lumpur Aseel, and Tem Jin Ji. Ito right on cue, Siva Ragu, probably the tallest guy here in Phil Basket, as Kuala Lumpur Aseel leads by 19 points, 68-49. Simula tayo dito ng fourth quarter. Ako po si Ken Panglinan alongside Coach Mike Perez and Kathy Abayon working on the sidelines here.
AMA got to be solid on zone defense right now. The breakdown of the scores, 20 and 19 at the end of the third, 22 and 26 in the first two quarters para sa Kuala Lumpur. And look at that, 5 points. Really, that's what's buried AMA to this deficit.
Yan talaga yung big difference eh. The quick start nitong Kuala Lumpur Aseel, 26-5 in that first quarter. Itong AMA cut the lead by as low as 10 points
Yep.
early in the second quarter, but
Right.
so far Kuala Lumpur proving steady here as they have a 22-point advantage.
Right, and Yihao now seated on the bench of Kuala Lumpur. Might be a good opportunity for AMA to take advantage. Try and chip this down methodically.
The 5 on the floor here for AMA, Yong Catequista, Irvin Mendoza, Alvin Fuentes, Arthur Pineda, and Mark Reyes. On the other hand, for Kuala Lumpur, Sharwin Sivaragu, Inpic Lewis, Lee Jiajun, Chang Jifong, and Tem Jinji. 8 seconds left. Catequista, fade away, short. Malaki yung size ng
Malaking
paa.
size ng paa. Oo. Minsan may disadvantage din yung mahaba yung paa mo. No? I remember that game of Kevin Durant. That few inches could have sent them to the final. Sayang yun. No?
Yun din agad nasa isip ko, Coach Mike. Pareho tayo na nasa isip eh. Meanwhile, Tem Jinji, kontra dito kay Irvin Mendoza. Swings it. Finds the big man inside.
Good move there. But he has to polish that.
Yup, developmental stage pa lang.
Right.
Itong 20-year-old ng Malaysia na si Sharwin Sivaragu. Actually, I've only seen him twice. Parang first game niya, last kalaban nila yung Danau City as Yong Catequista still empty. Jiajun, balik dito, Tem Jinji. Long two is good.
The way that he plays really parang may reminiscent nga kay may similarity nga kay kay Terence Romeo and Richie Rivero. Parang cut ng ganun no.
Oh, medyo opa din, pinihiwan ng mga tao dito.
Well, I wish you could hear what we're hearing. Oh, wow!
Saan galing yon, Alvin Fuentes? That three from the parking lot cuts the lead down to 21.
I think he already has 3 triples in the game. Ken, itong si Alvin Fuentes.
Great ball movement for the white shirts. Lee Jiajun. No. Sivaragu short. But Chang Jifong, second serving para dito sa Kuala Lumpur.
And fundamentally, these guys are doing it correctly. You're tall, you don't have to bring the ball down. That ball never went down. It was always up there until that follow-up by number 13 man, Chang Jifong. And, that really just made it difficult for AMA.
Timeout here, 23-point lead for Kuala Lumpur. Mark Herrera, still coaching hard para dito sa AMA.
Yeah, because definitely that's how you do coaching.
Meanwhile, may update tayo dito, courtesy of Kathy Abayon.
Thank you, Ken. Coach Mark was in a lighter mood after the third quarter. He reminded his players to start with defense. Ang bilin niya, simple lang. Box out, rebound, and then create. Back to you, Ken and Coach Mike.
Thank you, Kathy. Ayan, kumalma na si Coach Mark Herrera. Remember, in the first quarter, he got an early technical foul after complaining to the referees.
But kahit nakalmado siya, medyo animated pa rin si Coach Mark. I think really ganun na yung personality niya. And that's not something you can take away from him. Kasi if you take that away, hindi na siya si Coach Mark Herrera. And you were pointing out earlier, Ken, about Coach Mark still coaching despite this deficit. Because really, that's what coaches do. You have to coach until the end of the buzzer, irregardless of what the result is. You have to do that role, if not just for yourself, but for your players as well.
Time down to 7 minutes and 27 seconds left here in the fourth. In pick, kanina, nabagok yata siya kanina, Coach Mike, no? Lewis in pick. Falling hard on the floor late in the first quarter. Back on the floor para dito sa Kuala Lumpur Aseel.
Yeah, I think that's the third time we've seen him on the floor. First time was when he went down. Second one was when he came back.
Chang Jifong knocks down that three. increases the lead to 26.
Song Ji-fong, the number 13 guy of Kuala Lumpur, was actually the one that killed the momentum of Muntinlupa, if you remember.
Right.
No? He was that guy.
Actually, that three-pointer he made pushed the lead up to 4 points nung naghahapol yung Muntinlupa in that game.
That's why I feel that this guy is a hidden gem para dito kay Coach Guga. Everybody's talking about the Temjis, the Maymays, the Yeehaus. But this guy, number 13, is something that you might be able to use once you get into the quarters.
Alvin Fuentes, probably an ill-advised shot there. And to make matters worse, natawagan pa siya dito.
Got into the path of Lewis in pick.
Alvin Fuentes, impeding na progress nitong si Lewis in pick. Na binanggit mo, artista talaga sa Kuala Lumpur.
Yep.
Ano ba, agree ba kayo, Jake Cuenca? Ito, nagwagwapuhan nating founder and president ng PhilBasket, Jai Reyes, and also Dino Lee working the sidelines. Ewan ko, nanonood pa si Sir Noel. Sir Noel, ikaw na bahala kay Dino Lee, ha?
Aha. Actually, si Kome pwede pa nga K-pop to, no? Pag tingnan mo, bihisa mo lang, batang-bata si Kome Jai Reyes, eh.
Hindi, gusto ko Dino Lee talaga, eh.
Dino Lee, oo naman.
Dino Lee, bigyan natin yan. At ito, Lewis in pick. Kontra dito kay Romero. Approaching the 6-minute mark here in the fourth. Temjen G, wala pa din.
That was a good read, though, yung pasa ni Lewis in pick na yon to Temjen G on that three. Once he saw him free, he just gave it up.
Wee Yonggan, pasok dito, pinaltan muna si Lewis in pick. Zone defense being applied here by AMA. Lee Jia-jun sends it to Chan Ying-fong. Jia-jun for Frey, no.
Woo, look at that.
Genji, skies high.
Ibang klase yung leaping ability na
Oh, very athletic eh, no?
Sobrang athletic niya.
Romero. Parcero. Hesitation dribble.
Galing.
Ganda, no?
Galing. Went attacking, warded off a little with the right hand, little shove, and he came back once that momentum brought that defender.
Chang Ji-fong, pumukol na naman sa tres. Wala. Temjen G, that's already 3 consecutive offensive rebounds. You gotta love itong Kuala Lumpur, Aseel. Still playing hard. Approaching, actually, we're now at the halfway point here in the fourth as we would like to thank Cantigo Scoreboard Multisport Scoring Solutions. Lim Wan-song. Pinaltan muna dito si Temjen G. Ayan, Dino Lee. Jai Reyes.
Ano, mga K-pop.
Luke Parcero, knockout play. Cuts the lead down to 22. Villamor. Balik dito kay De La Rosa for that floater, that's short. Nabanggit natin, Coach Mike, Jin Cheng Hong did not play here, but hindi naman siya kinailangan here in this ball game.
That's right. And, you know, it really is a good show of how the players of Aseel would respond. And yun naman ang objective talaga ni Coach Guga. I wanted to find out, without your key scorers, who is going to step up.
So ito, valuable minutes for their project big man, talking about the Kuala Lumpur Aseel. Itong number 19, si Sharwan Sivaragu.
Yep, and ito, project ito si katulad nga ng nabanggit ka kanina, no? Is he still a work in progress, developmental yan. If you remember, you really have to be patient because Kai Soto, Benji Paras, Alvin Patrimonio, all those guys at one point became projects. And, you know, it's not the final product that you want to see kaagad. It's the development until ma-reach yung final product na yun.
Yung ngayon, babanggitin ko eh. Reminds me a lot yung progress ni Kai Soto as Lim Wan-song empty on that trip.
Minsan kasi yung mga players natin they try to go and emulate yung mga pro players without getting to the development of their fundamentals, which is not the correct way in developing yung yung laro mo. You really have to start with the basics. If you listen to Kobe Bryant, he said you don't get tired of the fundamentals. You have to repeat it over and over again.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, that's one of the things that he's got to work on. Catching the ball in stride.
You give him a really good basketball program and, you know, have patience on himself to develop his skills. Malayo mararating nito. I mean, that height is something else.
So pinaltan muna siya dito ni Lee Jinghong as we approach the 3-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. Kuala Lumpur now in penalty, so free throws para dito kay J.R. De La Rosa. J.R. De La Rosa from Antipolo City.
Maliit pero matapang. At sumasabay kahit na sino pa ang depensang nasa harap niya, kahit na sinong makalaban niya.
Tandaan natin, AMA playing without young JV Kapunan. Actually, maganda sana yun. Nagtapat sila ni Luis Inpic. Parehong celebrity, no?
Oo. Interesting sana yung matchup na yun.
Actually, he made a good account of himself during the time that he has played here sa PhilBasket. Slim one song for 3, no. De La Rosa out of control. Nakuha dito ni Lim Wan Song.
Too fast for himself on that play.
Wiyongga, nagpaulan pa rin ng tres.
Talagang ang Kuala Lumpur is a team that loves to drive in and kick it out to their shooters.
Parcero, hop step. Great defense there by Lee Jinghong.
And that's pretty obvious in the way that they execute their offensive sets. You see that drive and you see that post play and that kick out sa mga shooters on the threes.
Lee Jajun lalabas na dito. Lee Jun Kang coming in for Kuala Lumpur Aseel. Alam mo, nakakatuwa dito for Kuala Lumpur Aseel. They really embrace. Woo! Alvin Fuentes almost with that 360 move.
Well, even if that shot went in, that would have still counted for just 2 points. Sana sinimplihan na lang niya, no? But for entertainment purposes, that's good.
Parcero.
Yon.
Nilinis ang ring for that fast break layup. So 2 minutes na lang ang lalabit dito. And that last 2 minutes is brought to you by Smart. Simple. Smart ako. Lee Jinghong. Kuala Lumpur pretty much in command here. They are up by 21 points, 83 to 62. Looking like win number 5 para dito sa Malaysians.
Yep. And that post move, two dribble, crab dribble. An easy basket right there for Kuala Lumpur.
Timeout here, 21-point lead being enjoyed by Kuala Lumpur. Back here inside the Muntinlupa Sports Center, Dino Lee, Hoop Junkie, and Commissioner Jai Reyes. Nakita pa tayo dun. Hanapan na ng girlfriend to, si Dino Lee.
Ganun ba yun?
Oo. Luke Parcero, mente sa kanyang tira. Bakbakan sa loob, Joshua Villamor. Binanggit natin kanina to, coach, no? Maliit na forward talaga yung laro eh.
Oo, kanina siya yung nakababad na parang siya yung 4 eh.
Oo.
Na lumalabas doon, nag-small ball sobra itong si Coach Mark Herrera.
Joshua Villamor. Certainly, very proud naman ito si Coach Mark Herrera in terms of his players. Lalo yung mga talagang estudyante pa dito for AMA.
Yep, correct. And again, itong program na ito is para sa mga estudyante ng AMA talaga. And yun naman yung gustong i-develop rin na nila Coach Mark Herrera so that these kids have an opportunity to get into the bigger leagues.
As we take a look at the bigger picture here, the Kuala Lumpur Aseel will go up to 5-5 in the standings. Medyo meron na silang inside track doon sa top 8 spot, pero natitira nilang kalaban, the Pasig Santa Lucia Realtors.
Yep. And medyo, I think Pasig Santa Lucia could give a good fight dito sa Kuala Lumpur simply because of their guard rotations. And that's going to put to test yung guardia rin itong Kuala Lumpur. So it really works both ways para sa mga teams na ito.
So mapapansin nyo, maagang matatapos itong elimination round nitong Kuala Lumpur Aseel because they will be going into a pocket tournament in Bali, Indonesia. So if ever pumasok sila dito sa quarterfinals, they will go there first, tas babalik sila dito sa Pilipinas to participate in that top 8 match. As Lee Jong Kang knocks down another triple para dito for Kuala Lumpur Aseel. And of course, we'd like to thank all the fans watching all the way from Malaysia. Terry Makasi.
Yep. And hopefully you guys enjoy also our coverage of especially your team here in Phil Basket.
Sa balita ko, itong Malaysians really love Jollibee and Mang Inasal.
Oh, it's incidentally nasa Malaysia na yung Jollibee. And that's an offensive foul there.
Offensive foul whistled against Lee Jing Hong. Time winding down here. 20-point lead for Kuala Lumpur Aseel. Meanwhile, for AMA Online Education, as JC Ambao drills that free. 7 straight losses after winning their opening game against the ICC Blue Hawks.
At tapos yung game pa yun could have gone either way. Could have gone ICC. In fact, a halftime nga, di ba? Lamang pa yung ICC in that match.
Lee Jing Hong with a slam dunk. But itong AMA, of course, learning experience for them. Luke Parcero, still with this usual numbers, 25 points. Although JC Ambao nag-ambag ng 15 points across the board. Too little help para dito sa AMA as they fall down here. 90-71 against the Kuala Lumpur Aseel.
Well, it's really just about the height and the execution. Although, credit to AMA, katulad nga sinabi natin, hindi naging kasing high octane na ina-expect natin because of yung zone defense na itong AMA. There was a certain point, they put up a fight, they were able to bring it down to at least, almost 10 points. But then again, things just started waking up para dito sa Kuala Lumpur team.
Maraming naging bida para dito sa Kuala Lumpur Aseel. Lee Wansong knocking down threes. Wee Yonggan, from what I recall, knocked down 3 of his own. Kwek Chien Yen, actually hindi na masyadong pinalaro dito para dito sa Kuala Lumpur Aseel. As they win it here, 90-71, a 19-point win for our visitors kontra dito sa AMA Online Education.
Technically, halos nagpahinga nga to si Kwek din, on this game.
Di rin pinalaro dyan Anthony Liu and So Kok Ho. And ready na si Kathy Abayon, who is with our Pure Gold Best Player of the Game.
Thank you, Ken and Coach Mike. I'm here with Wong Yi, who are Pure Gold Best Player of the Game. This is your last, you have another game, one more game before the end of the elimination round and before you go to Bali for another league. What have you learned or what developments have you had in this tournament that you can bring to Bali with you?
I think for now, this tournament, we get better every day. And you see today, we passing the ball like as a team. That's why we can win the game.
And also, you've been going around Asia, playing around Asia with a lot of tournaments. What makes Phil Basket special or different from all the other tournaments?
I think Phil Basket is more physical on the body contact, and then this is a very good tournament for us. Yeah.
Thank you and congratulations, and we'll see more of you. Back to you, Ken and Mike.
Thank you, Kathy. Wong Yi-ho, the spark plug here. And he is our pure gold best player of the game as Kuala Lumpur Aseel dominant. All throughout this game, they win 90-71 against the AMA Online Education.
And so really, again, the domination of Kuala Lumpur. And as we go to the team standings, Ken, as we see here, Kuala Lumpur now ends up with a 5-5, securing themselves on that fourth spot for the meantime. And AMA still at 11th with 1-7. So this really is, I guess, a show of which teams would enjoy the twice-to-beat advantage and which teams would be just going through the quarterfinals.
But you see from 5 to 8, very tight race here as we have the games here on Wednesday. Dito pa rin po sa Muntinlupa Sports Center, the San Juan Knights square off against the ICC Blue Hawks at 1 p.m. Actually, this is a quadruple header na naman. And at 3 p.m., AMA Online Education against the AFP FSD Makati Cavaliers. At 5 p.m., the Pasig Santa Lucia Realtors lalabanan itong Kuala Lumpur Aseel before they go off in Indonesia. And at 7 p.m., maganda rin ito, Nueva Ecija Capitals Families Brand Sardines, Atami Sardines. You can watch that on Facebook, YouTube, Kumu, and TikTok, and our delayed telecast on Solar Sports. Sa ngalan po ng aming production team, headed by Freddy Picardal, Sir Noel Zarate, ako po si Ken Pangilinan, kasama si Coach Mike Perez, Kathy Abayon, working on the sidelines. This is the 2022 PhilBasket Summer Championship.